The debate over mine nationalization in South Africa has taken a new turn after a public disagreement between economic freedom fighters leader Julius Malema and political commentator Mzwanele Manyi. At the center of the discussion is a simple but important question: what does mine nationalization actually mean? Malema recently clarified the EFF's current position, saying the party is not calling for the government to immediately take over privately owned mining companies. Instead, he explained that the EFF wants to establish a state owned mining company that would receive priority access to new mining opportunities and gradually become a major player in the industry. According to Malema, this approach should not be confused with the government taking control of existing private mining operations. His remarks appeared aimed at explaining the party's policy more clearly and addressing concerns that nationalization would automatically mean the state taking ownership of mines already operated by private companies. However, Mzwanele Manyi strongly disagreed with that explanation. He argued that the term, I quote, nationalization, end of quote, already has a well established legal and economic meaning around the world. In his view, nationalization refers to the state acquiring ownership of assets that were previously owned by private companies or individuals. He said this can happen through expropriation, compulsory acquisition, or negotiated purchases. Many also argue that redefining the term creates confusion. He suggested that if the proposal is simply to create a new state owned mining company, then it should be described that way instead of being called nationalization. He further claimed that such a policy would likely face far less opposition from investors and the business community than traditional nationalization proposals. This exchange has once again placed South Africa's mining policy under public scrutiny. For years, the EFF has argued that greater state participation in mining would allow the country to benefit more directly from its natural resources while helping address economic inequality. Critics, however, continue to warn that any move toward increased state ownership could raise concerns about investor confidence and future economic growth. So, does this debate change the meaning of mine nationalization? Based on the arguments presented, the disagreement is less about the goal of increasing the state's role in mining and more about whether the term, I quote, nationalization, end of quote, accurately describes the approach being proposed. What do you think? Should the creation of state owned mining company be considered nationalization, or is it a different policy altogether? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more balanced analysis of South Africa's biggest political and economic stories.